Hi everyone, thanks for joining today. Also, settings. I always say, settings is one of those things that's probably the most important thing. And I want you to think of when you get a new computer, or you get a new phone, or you get a new television, or a new radio, or whatever the case may be, is that the settings. The first thing that you have to do is go and work on those settings. Now, as an office and as an agent, it's very important to go and look at your settings. So because I know there's a lot of agents on the call. I'm going to first start with the agent settings. So as an agent, you will see your picture here on the top left-hand side, and when you click on your name or the picture, it will open your settings, and it's actually each and every agent's responsibility to make sure that their settings is correct. Because the thing is not your just that your settings and your photo and those things need to be correct. It's for you to understand that these things feed through to Google, it feeds through to your flyers, it feeds through to the national website, and so many other places that this does feed through to. Now, even we've got a link set up between H1 and Property 24 and private property, and those people on IOL or Property 360, Gumtree, they get a lot of the data directly from our server. So if your details is incorrect here, then it will be incorrect there. So as you can see here, my details, I've just quickly went into my details. And here at the bottom, you'll say getting to know me. So favorite beverage, water and whiskey, obviously. Favorite flowers, roses. Favorite food, personal superpower. I can make people disappear, obviously. Favorite things I like to do, there's the things I like. So go and put a few things in there. It's also just nice for people to understand. And these things won't feed through, they're just for H1. But there, your next of kin is in there, and your child's date of birth you can put in there. But the things here on top, obviously your name, surname, and that photo is very important because that feeds through to the portals. Then in the contact, I always suggest that you put spaces in here. I don't put in the plus 27. I think these days, people are educated enough to know that if it's South Africa, it will be plus 27 or 0027. So those things it's very important to have those things in. If those people who work with a second mobile, please put that in. My email address is there, but you can also put in a second email address. So the reason for the second email address is that you will have the ability that when an email marketing piece is being sent to you, that email marketing piece is sent to that second email address also. So here's your Facebook, YouTube, Google Plus account. If you've got those, again, put them in because those feed through to the national website and to your office and agent website. Those are links that are there for you to work with. So your physical address that I obviously still need to change. And then your province that you work in, etc., etc., your postal address. Those things don't feed through, but it's important to have them for Harcourt, South Africa. Then one of the things that's probably the most important is your biography. Now, I want to just quickly start. If I go and I search Michael Pashley on our system and I go and look at his biography, you will see if we then search Michael Pashley on Google, that Michael Pashley comes up first because Property 24 is here because they're paying for Google Ads. But secondly, obviously, Michael immediately appears on our national website and then his office and agent website. Now, the one thing that we need to know is that we call this first part, we call it a meta description. This is basically what you go and put into your biography here in H1 that will feed through to your biography on the national website. And we can go and look at Michael. This is his biography on the office website. We'll get back to that. But this is his biography on the national website. So this is what he has put in his H1 system. Now, this feeds through to the national website and to the office website. But I need to explain, it will only feed through to the office website the first day that we went and created Michael on the office website. After which you need to go and update it because you will see on Michael's biography here, this is obviously a picture and more wording that we've added in on the office website. And the Office website makes provision that you can add photos, videos, etc. I know Michael had a lot of videos in his profile, and here they are at the bottom. And I don't know why they don't populate at this stage, but Michael has added a lot of videos to his profile where he said where he was on TV, etc., etc. So it's very important that when you work on your profile that you have a decent biography. The thing about a biography is that Google, when people search certain keywords and those words are in your biography, will make sure that you appear on the page that we search for. So for example, we search here for Michael Pashley, and you will see Google will highlight all the words that you searched. So because the word Michael Pashley was searched, you will see it is highlighted there in the text below the URL, the meta description, as I previously mentioned. There you will see, always Google will highlight what you have searched for. So please make sure that you have a decent biography in your settings. The other thing is, don't worry about system. This is where we go and change a lot of things. Now I have to change my password because everybody has seen it. But then you've got communication and we've got academy. Now, under communication, if you're a residential agent, just tick residential communication specialist. Usually we tick it and we select secure groups, etc. If you cannot see this as an agent, don't worry too much about it. The academy languages, again, just put in your languages that you can speak, and then we get to the SMS functionality. Now, the SMS functionality, this is where you can purchase SMS credits. And guys, remember this information buttons. If you're not 100% sure, H1 is full of these. You can just click on them and they will exactly explain to you what this functionality is about. Now, if I send the SMS out through the system to any person, if that person replies to the SMS, I will get that SMS on my mobile device. Okay, and in some cases, I even get an email. But the whole thing is your message signature should be at the end of your message. So if I say, hi, John, just want to let you know the person just put in an offer today on your property, and I click send, the system will automatically add this detail at the back of every SMS that I send. So it's very important to keep this as short as possible, and that's why I didn't put the spaces in between the mobile numbers. And because you only got so many characters. Otherwise, if you send a very long SMS, it's going to probably use more credits. It's not only going to just use one credit. So very important to go and set this up. So I don't know if you guys can see the email signature. We're busy creating a new email signature for everybody, that your picture, basically like an Outlook email signature, will populate in here in the future. So we're already busy with that, but also make sure that you put in an email signature, because when you send emails out of the system, I'm not talking about email marketing, I'm talking when you go to contacts and you want to email a person out of your contacts, that email signature populates at the bottom of your email. And yes, like I said, we're already busy working with that. So just remember, on the national website, we've got this section, Find Office and People. And I went and I searched Michael, and his profile will come up something like this. Now, these are the new profiles. So I suggest that you also go and see how your profile appears on the national website. So here we can see the pictures being pulled from H1, the name, surname, property consultant, the office that is associated. And as you can see, mobile, email, website, and there's all those Facebook or social media links that he put in, the address that he put in, and contact me now. Now, if you didn't put in the right email address, contact me now, that functionality will not work correctly. Okay. So also here you will see about me, all the biography that we've put into H1 will pull through automatically to this section on the national website. And if you update your biography now today for the agent, you will see that will pull through within about 5 minutes. Just remember to refresh your screen. And then view my listings, obviously will appear all his listings that he's associated with. And then my sales. Now the thing about my sales is that if you didn't mark the sales correctly in H1. So when a person makes a sale, you need to mark it as sold or unconditional in H1. If another real estate company makes a sale, please don't mark that property as sold, because it will appear under that agent's profile that he has sold it. If another real estate company sells a property, you need to mark it as withdrawn on your side because somebody else has sold it. So that is just a quick thing about the agents and their profiles. I just use my profile as an example. But like I said, on the national website, there's a function, find offers and people. Now, the find offers and people, a lot of people always say, listen, where do I refer property to, etc. I always suggest go and do a search on the area that you want to do, want to send. There's find an agent. So we can type in any name of any agent in here, and it will probably find that agent. So if I'm just going to type in Wendy, and I'm not going to even type in everything. I just type in Wendy S, and there's Wendy Venter and Wendy Smith, and I can click on her, and you can see her profile will populate here. So again, about me, she has written a little bit of stuff there, some work to be done there, but at least we can see all her detail. And when you visit this page on a mobile device, obviously you can phone her directly. Also, if I click on this link, you can see she has the website address for her. She has selected her page on the office website. She didn't put in blue.harcourts.co.za. She put in where her whole profile appears on the website. So that is just on office. So on agents, please make sure that you fill in those details, because as you can see, everything that you do on H1 will feed through to Google. The other thing that I would really ask you is that if an agent or an office administrator leaves, don't go into H1 and then just put in the new person's details over that profile or their new contact. If you do that, you're messing up Google, you're messing up a lot of things. So you have to deactivate the person if they leave. There's a deactivate function, and you have to create a new person from scratch. If a person gets transferred from one Harcourts to another, yes, then we'll carry their profile over. All we have to do is basically link them to the new listing office. But that is easy to do. It's just here in the details. We can go and change it, or you deactivate them and then the new office reactivate them by searching them. But don't duplicate profiles, and don't capture one person's details over another person's details. Please don't do that. The other thing that I just want to focus on quickly is if we go now back to office settings, and I'm just going to go and say Port Alfred. I haven't asked them to, but I'm just picking on them. So if you search Port Alfred in this case, you will see the branch, and you will see all the staff members. Now, one thing that you will find here is this staff details report. If you click on the staff details report, this is a nice report just to work through in order to make sure that all your people's detail appears correctly. So if you open this, it will basically summarize all the staff details report. And for the admin people on here today, I recommend strongly that you go and do this. So here we can see the person's email, their web address is correct. We see their business number, phone cell, date of birth, sales consultant, etc. Now, if we scroll down, and Port Alfred stuff looks very good. So here we can see for Heather Green, her website address is Harcourts instead of Harcourts Port Alfred. So that is something that needs to be fixed. Also, what we found is that some birthdays, when people go and capture a new person, they say their birthday is, let's say, the 1st of April 2020. Please make sure of that birthday. Otherwise, we phone from head office, congratulate them, and then we look like idiots because you guys put in the wrong birthday in there. Again, if I just look at the format of the web addresses and the format of the mobile numbers, everything doesn't look bad. That, for example, this person hasn't got a web address. Now, if you haven't got a web address in your profile, your listings won't feed to Property 24 and private property. You can do what you want to. If you haven't got a web address, it won't feed. The other thing is try to stay away from 046 dash. That is also going to create a problem. The person's listings won't feed. The other thing, like I mentioned previously, if you don't have a biography, your listings won't feed through to the national website. So you need to make sure that you've got a biography. But here's a quick and easy way to check everybody's email addresses, check what the URLs and their mobile numbers, the format that it has been captured in, etc. And pull that report once every 4 months or 3 months, but it's something that's very important to do. Now, for the office administrators and the business owners, if you search under the directory function, your office, and I'm just going to do Port Alfred again, you will see it will appear something like this. Oh, sorry, it's under directory, guys. Port Alfred. You will see it will appear something like this. We usually work on this section, but if you click on any of those bottom two, you will find here's the offices. So for those franchises with more than one office, you'll go to the offices. You'll click on the office and you'll get the office detail. Now for office administrators and business owners, this is where you can edit your organizational unit, meaning anything of the office you can edit here. Now some of these things will be blanked out. So date open, for example, we need to get that up and running. Contact, this is the information that again will feed to the national website, but it will also feed through to the portals. So if this information is incorrect, please, you need to fix it. I would strongly recommend to go and add your social media platforms for your office in here. You will see we make provision for most of them in any case. So add those in there because again, some portals do allow you to feed those through. So there is a section experienced agents, just a question. I see all the Port Alfred people will know, where can this be changed? Don't worry about it. That is actually a Harcourts International function, but it is in the settings when we go and set up a person. It's under the settings, etc. Don't worry about it. It doesn't feed through at this stage to any place. But it's a Harcourts International setting that they use and that feed through to other stuff. So don't stress too much about it. Now, the other thing that I want to show you, here's the customer experience champion. Now, if this hasn't been filled in, please make sure you go and fill this in. CX is a big thing for us nationally, actually internationally, and very important to have. Then somebody asked, can you mention that the intern agents must be called intern agents? Thank you, somebody from head office. As per the new property practitioners bill when they're updating the agent settings. Great, thanks to, I think it may be AJ or somebody. So intern agents, you need our Gail, thanks. Somebody, when you go and capture your intern agents, they must be called intern agents. That is their profile. I'll go back to you where you put that in. So here's their address again, their postal address, very important to have. As I mentioned, it feeds through. Don't worry about the system settings. This is where we work. But as you can see, I just want to show you that there is some functionality here in the back end where we work, where we allow certain things. So Harcourts Auctions, if you're not an auction company, it won't be ticked. Staff received expired listing emails. You know those emails that you get when your listings expire? This is a functionality that we can put on and off, enable QR codes, default publish address, meaning that when you go and load a listing, that by default the address will be published. If you don't like that the address that you want to pick when the address is shown, let us know and we can untick that. Otherwise, the address will be published automatically. So you guys won't see this. This is something in the back end. Now here's the blurb, and we call it a blurb or a biography of the office. Again, the more things you put in here, and I don't say go and write 12,000 words, but the thing is you need to write that you're a real estate company, the area that you work in. And like you can see here, they mentioned Eastern Cape because this is Google goes and search these wording when a person types, for example, real estate agencies in Port Alfred. Now, if your biography and your Google My Business and those things don't make provision for that, your office won't come up. A lot of people phone me and say, Anton, but when I search real estate agencies in Boipatong, then my office doesn't come up. I work here. Why doesn't it come up? This is part of the reason. You need to type in as much as possible here in your blurb because that also feeds through to the national website and it will feed through to the office and agent websites. So yeah, about as you will see, there's the meet the team, their details that feed through here, and their blurb and stuff will appear on here. Meet the team, please visit us, blah 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 blah. Here you can see this is the biography as in H1. Now, and what I like here is look at the photos, guys. This is how photos must look like when you look at the profile of the office. Brilliantly done. Again, their listings, etc. But coming back to what I said about the blurb, that is where you're loading. Defaults, this is when you want to load default tasks, meaning if a listing gets loaded, let's say a residential sales listing, the system must generate default tasks for the agent. Now, guys, before you start with that, the first thing I want to say is please don't go and add 20 default tasks. If you want to start with this, start small, maybe create 1 or maybe 2. And the task can be, make sure that your listing is appearing on property 24, and it can be a day after your listing has been loaded. That is a default task. Let's just ask, what is the full status agent's designation? In other words, or is sales consultant? Yes. Full status would just be normal sales consultant. But if you use it in the office, or there's a question I'm handling quickly, if you use it in the office, make sure that everybody is a sales consultant, and or that you go and say everybody that has been longer than 3 years with us will be called the senior sales consultant, and normal sales consultant that just has qualified will be called the sales consultant. So whatever you decide in the office. At home, we had a thing extraordinaire sales consultant. Please don't put opposite funny word there. Please don't put stuff like that into the profile. That is ridiculous. Just stick to what you know best. Property practitioner, like I said again, this I would recommend you chat to Gail, because Gail would probably have a better answer than I can have for you that she would like to stick with. But you know, just as long as everybody in the office, and this is where the admin and business owner come in to say, guys, this is the standard. I know we did send out an email previously concerning this to say this is the recommendation or the recommended words that we suggest that you guys use. So just maybe look at that, but we can send that out again. Like I said, listing default tasks, appraisal default tasks, and inactive listing report. That is just to show who must have access to that. And then your catchment area, guys, don't worry about that. That we work, but this is just the areas that you work in. Your office Google map where you show, and we work with those things, so try to stay away from that. But if your office details have not been captured correctly, your contact details, your and your blurb, then you will have, or you're going to have a problem on the national website and where the profile feeds through to the other portals. I just want to pause a little bit on your meet the team. So as you can see here, meet the team, and the office profiles will appear, and when you click on a agent or person, their detail will appear here. Now, as you can see, Helen has added a lot of stuff in here. Now, this that she's added in here is not necessarily to say this is in a H1 profile, because when we go into the edit function of a website, the edit function of a website allows for us to add a hell of a lot of more stuff in there. So I'm just going to go to Michael Pashley, so it's platinum. Oh, sorry guys. It is platinum. Their website. And there's their meet the team. So here in the meet the team, if I go and look at Mr. Pashley's profile, you can see here's an edit button. And you can go and add in videos. You can add in links to PDF documents. You can go and add in anything that you want to. Obviously, like I said, H1 does not allow you to add in a photo like this. So here I've actually updated his profile earlier this morning, and that has already gone through to the national website. And I know it should be on Google within a few days. But here you can add so many things. And as you can see, remember Wendy Smith have added this as a website because her main goal is that they want to drive traffic back to their office website. It's not important for them to drive traffic back to the national website because they know they've got that Facebook pixel active on their office website. And the more people they can drive back to this website, to their office website, the better the Facebook pixel will work and the better their marketing is going to work. So remember, you can add some stuff here on the side, like here you can see we added that WhatsApp. So people can directly from his profile WhatsApp him. And like I said, I know he's got some videos, and I don't know why his video is not showing here at the bottom. We must maybe look at that. But I know he's added several videos at the bottom of his page here at the bottom. So just very important to know that when you update things on H1, to also update it on the website here, on his office website, because remember I mentioned only the first time when you create an agent and you fill in their details will it feed through to the office website. Afterwards, you have to come and manually update it here. So that's very important to know. Let's see, another question. Can you discuss the champion and how that person is selected? Well, that is somebody that the CX champion that somebody needs to select in the office, because we're going to start sending out more and more and more correspondence to those people, and they will be also the people that we will communicate with if there was ever a complaint or something good that was mentioned, or if you want to add a testimonial page to the website, etc., that we will assist, that we will communicate with. So that will be the person that basically manages that. It would be an appointed person in your office. That would be your CX champion. I hope, Yolanda, that answers your question. So guys, that is in short just the things that I wanted to chat about your settings. Remember, check your phone, your office line, your email address, and your website if those things do appear correctly in your profile. If not, then we're going to have a serious problem when Google, when we type in a word Michael Pashley, and Google won't recognize them. The other thing that I just want to show you, so we typed in Michael Pashley and we go and look at images. Now, remember, in order for Michael Pashley's images to appear here, the best way to do it is any image that you upload for Michael Pashley, you need to call that image Michael Pashley. And if you want to call it Michael Pashley 2019 because it has been taken in 2019, then you can do that. But the images that will show you, and I see we still got that data issue here, the images that shows you will be images that where the image itself is called Michael Pashley. So if you go to that link, you'll probably find it. There's another question from Conrad. How do you add, must I log in? How do you add, I don't understand. So maybe just to rephrase that question. But very important that images that you see here, that would be on the Harcourt's Facebook page. There we can see it was on Property 24. There's on Platinum's website. There's his LinkedIn account, etc. Michael doesn't have a bike. Edenvale Golf Estate, there's Golf Scope. So everywhere that Michael was mentioned, it will appear here. So whenever you upload a photo, even in H1, make sure that photo is called the person's name and even the year. Okay. Any questions so far on that? You all understand the importance of adding all these things in here. Everybody happy with that? No answer yet. Guys, anybody, any questions? I don't see any questions coming through, so I want to assume Nikki's through, all good. Thanks, Jax. Yes, thank you. Yes, there they come through now. Very easy to do. Remember, update it like every 3 or 6 months. Every quarterly awards, after you've seen awards or you've been at awards, update it. You will see Michael has just, I think, moved into position number 4 nationally with awards on PIN Awards. And his profile has been updated also. So Michael is standing currently at 750 million rands worth of real estate sales. So I've updated that also for you. But it seems like everybody is happy. A simple thing to do, but probably one of the most important things, because you don't want your stuff to be incorrect on Property 24, private property, the national website, your office and agent website, etc. You don't want to have an email address in that's not correct, and everybody's emailing you like crazy, and you can't understand why you're not getting business. So please make sure your website's address, your email, telephone numbers, photos, those things are up to date. Guys, that's in short my story. I think if there's no other questions, I'm going to say goodbye. I hope you're going to have a lot of nice, interesting training sessions today. And heads up, it's not so bad. We're getting through this all together. Love you guys, and thanks for attending. Cheers.